What's up, everyone? Timothy here, aka FCFan21, bringing you my draft recap for the MBA Blood Moon Division. And I can finally say, because I won, at least I think, because I won the Harvest Moon tournament, I've been accepted into the All-Star Division, which is pretty freaking hilarious if you ask me. But I am very grateful to be in this division. Hunch, the captain of, or the commissioner, or whatever you want to call it, the owner of the league, decided this season the Blood Moon division will have a makeover, and this season we will run a Generation 6 league, which is amazing because I have some experience in that, and I had quite a bit of fun in there because Gen 6 was the season I started to actively do stuff in the competitive scene, and yeah, I do have some experience with Gen 6, so really looking forward to go a little bit backwards. So I got 6th, which is ironic because that's exactly the same position I got in the STR, but that's another story. I got 6th spot in the division, and I got one of the most powerful Pokemon, not only on the draft board, but just in Gen 6 in general. Kyurem Black, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a 170 base attack Pokemon at the start. Drayden is going to be his nickname. And Kyurem Black is just so amazing. It can take hits pretty solidly. It has 5 weaknesses, which is not all that great. But with base 125 HP, base 100 defense, it can take a hit. And with base 170 attack and 120 special attack, it can deal damage like no other. And I am very happy I'm so happy I can't even talk. It's not just I can use this thing, I don't have to prep for this thing, because prepping for the Kyurem Black is always a nightmare, and I was able to pick it up for 19 points. Does take a chunk out of my 110 budget, but I think it's going to a good cause with Kyurem Black. So with an amazing breaker on the physical side, I decided I wanted to pick up a special breaker next. And we got Alakazam, aka THSMWTAIW. And for the people who think like, did you just slam your head into the keyboard for this nickname? There's a name, there's a reason. The acronym is for the horrible slow murderer with the extremely inefficient weapon. Shout out to a very old, very hilarious, if I may add, YouTube series about a spoon killer. So yeah, very fitting. But enough about that. Alakazam is a great special attacker with 135 special attack, 120 speed, bit of a glass cannon with base 55 HP and base 45 defense. With 95 special defense, it can take a hit or two on the special side, depending on what type it is. Psychic and fighting, go ahead. Not sure why ground is an immunity here, but whatever. It has a great move pool. It can be a Magic Guard set running Life Orb and not taking any damage because of it. Synchronized to return status conditions to opponents. Inner Focus so it can't get flinched. So yeah, and a great Pokemon to have on the team for the special attacks. But with great offense must come great defense as well. And Panzerbird the Skarmory is great defense and a little bit more. 140 base physical defense makes this thing very hard to break down, and with base 80 physical attack, it can also hit pretty decently. Sturdy makes it so it can always take a single hit without going down, and weak armor may lower its already high defense, but it will double its speed if I'm correct. So if I want to, I can make Skarmory a sweeper instead of a defensive Pokemon, which is amazing. Because of its typing, it only has 2 weaknesses in fire and electric. So steel and flying just combine so amazingly well. Double resistance to grass and bug. Takes no damage from poison and ground, which is amazing. It's my first hazard removal Pokemon because defog. Yeah. A great start to my defensive core, but Skarmory alone won't be able to hold all my defensive needs, so I decided to pick up Alomomola, aka Wishfish. Yeah, I've used Alomomola in the past, like multiple times, and it always has been a great Pokemon for me. It can keep my Pokemon very healthy with its Wish ability. Well, not ability, but Regenerator can keep itself healthy, and Wish will be able to keep my other Pokemons healthy. Coming from base 165 HP basically means I can almost heal most of my Pokemon back to full with a single wish. And yeah, like I said, I've used Alomomola multiple times in the past, and it's always been very kind to me. So I'm very happy I can, bring this fish again. But I still have an electric weakness in this defensive core, so I needed a little bit more defense, or mainly for the electric typing. So I decided to pick up this annoying little sus mushroom, aka Among Us. With this 3 Pokemon, there is not a single typing I do not resist. Well, that's not completely true. There's not a single typing that can do super effective damage to all 3 Pokemon. That's the correct statement. Fire does do super effective damage into Skarmory and Among Us, but is resisted by Alomomola. Electric does do super effective damage to Skarm and Aloe, but Among Us will resist that. Grass will do super effective damage to Aloe, but resisted by Among Us and Skarm. And I can go on like this, but yeah, as you can see, I resist everything almost. So Among Us gives me a great Regenerator core with Alomomola. It gives me Spores, which is always nice to put things to sleep. It's a bulky Pokemon with base 140, 14 HP, and base 70 and 80 defenses. With base 85 offenses, it can do a little bit of damage. So also a grounded poison type, which is always nice against an opponent that can run toxic spikes and all. So yeah, very happy to have this little mushroom guy on the team. With all that, I still needed something to take dark type hits for Alakazam, and Angoru the Terrakion is a great way of taking those dark type hits. Not only does it resist them because it's a fighting type, it also gets a justified boost because justified gives you a attack boost whenever it gets hit by a dark type move. So yeah, basically you want to hit my Alakazam? Are you sure? Because when Terrakion comes in, you effed. With that amazing 129 attack stat, it will do massive damage, and if you give him the justified boost, it's pretty much over. 108 is a great speed stat for Gen 6. After Gen 6, they started to really go nuts with all the speed stats. But still, Terrakion also gets quick attack, I believe, for priority. besides the rock and fighting type moves, it has it can get earthquake. It gets a lot of coverage. Just yeah, and having something more than just the Cure and Black for physical offense is also very great to have. For the hazard department, I wasn't really happy with just going in with Skarmory, so I decided to pick up Dreidel, the Claydol. Besides it being a great defensive piece with 120 special defense and 105 defense, like I said, gets Rapid Spin and a lot of other nice options to have, like screens. But it can also be decently offensive with both 70 in attack and special attack. So it can be a mixed attacker. Does have quite a few weaknesses. So yeah, don't be surprised when I pick up another dark type, because right now my only dark resist is the Terrakion, and yeah, I need something to block those dark type attacks. But Claydol will definitely not be a staple on the team, but will definitely see play in this season for sure. Like I said, I wanted a fire or a dark type to resist dark types itself, and Mega Houndoom is an amazing Pokemon to have on the team with that base 140 special attack. Makes it so Alakazam won't be the only special breaker on the team, because Mega Houndoom will definitely be able to break through opponents' teams. Besides it being an amazing special attacker, I just really wanted to use my favorite Pokemon, and it finally fits on a team. I mean, Houndoom is an amazing Pokemon. I so believe in it. It just needs the right team to support it and help it. And I think the team that I've assembled so far really can help it shine. It only has 4 weaknesses in water, fighting, ground, and rock. Too bad that, yeah, those are very common types of moves to have. So, but with 115 speed, under the right circumstances, this thing can sweep for sure. So, yeah, keep on to your heads, because Mega Houndoom is here to make a great impression. Thunderous Incarnate, aka Robin Williams, is a fast electric type that I wanted, because I did not have a fast electric type yet. With Mega Houndoom, with Terrakion, and yeah, mainly those two. I did start to build up another ground weakness, so the flying type isn't bad either. Only being weak to ice and rock is great, but the 2 abilities in Prankster and Defiant are just chef's kiss, because Defiant will make sure my opponent doesn't really want to click Defog on my hazards. But with Prankster, I can also get off Thunder Waves, Bulk Ups, whatever status move I want, very fast. This is pre-Gen 7, so Thunder Wave can hit Dark types. If you can tell from my voice, I am really, really excited to use this thing in Gen 6. It only left me with 3 points, which is not much, but I think I got my money's worth on those 2. Starting off with Barrel, aka the Godslayer. Well, actually, the Doof is a Godslayer, but yeah. It has 3 abilities in Simple, Unaware, and Moody, with Moody being banned because, yeah, I did ask Hansch about it for, like, I don't see a Moody ban, and he was like, yeah, but that's implied. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. But Simple and Unaware makes this thing a threat to behold for sure. Unaware means it cannot get set up against, because it will not do enough. I see I have the wrong type chart for the barrel, because it does have an electric, a grass, a fighting, and a weakness, while it resists fire, water, ice, ghost, immunity, and it resists steel. So, yeah, not the right type chart, but whatever. With Unaware, you can set up against it, but simple setup on this thing can already be very scary. Base 85 attack might not look all that scary, but if I get a sword stance up with the barrel, I go to +4, basically tripling my attack stat. And even though it's not all that fast with base 71 speed, it has both quick attack and aqua jet, which are priority moves, so it doesn't need a speed check in general. So, yeah. The barrel, well, I won't be surprised if the barrel gets a sweep this season. It needs to be against the right opponent, of course, but still, it will definitely see some play from me this season. Left me with a single point, and I decided to go for Dragon Slayer. Tiffany is my fairy type, and it might seem a little bit underwhelming for the fairy type, because, well, looking at the stats, it kind of is, base 280. How is this thing going to be a Dragon Slayer? Prankster will help, for sure. It being a fairy type will help, for sure. And like I said, it's not something I am going to bring every week to deal with the dragons. I mean, I have Cure and Black for that. But honestly, I can see Cottony work against the right matchup. So, yeah. Cottony is there as mostly a cheerleader, and I'm going to make a promise. Cottony will get a single kill at least this season. And you can keep my word for that. If I don't get a Cottony kill at the end of the season, tell me, and I will humbly say sorry to you all, but I am sure Cottony will get a kill. Yeah, these 11 Pokemon leaves me with this type chart and these stats. Ice seems like a bit of a weakness, but things like Cottony, for some reason it says it's a Terra Captain, but it's Gen 6, so no Terra Captains. Cottony is there, which is not really something I consider there mainly. And Rock is kind of a weakness, but it's a manageable weakness, I'd say. Because I have Claydol to spin away rocks, I have Defog for Skarmory, so yeah, not really scared of rocks, to be honest. Type chart looks pretty decent. I have some special attack, some special breakers, I have some physical breakers, some great defensive pieces, so yeah. Very happy with those stats as well. So, these are the 11 Pokemon I am going to start off the season with. I don't expect to make much changes because I am very happy with the team. Yeah. First week I play against Thunder, I believe. Not really sure. So, yeah, tune in next week to see that battle, and I hope to see you then. Hope you have a good one, and leave me with just a bye!